Peter Reid, the driving force behind the club's success in the 80s, voted PFA Player of the Year in 1985. Jim Richards, yet another founding father and dedicated club servant. Kevin Richardson made unsung contributions throughout the glory years of the 80s. Joe Royle, the youngest ever player who developed into a top-class centre-forward. Ted Sager, the safe hands who served the club for 24 years. Alex Scott, an exciting winger who tore down the touchline at breakneck speed. Billy Scott, a custodian who was both brave and agile during the age of physical contact. Jimmy Settle, renowned for his glittering footwork, incisive passing and opportunistic goals. Graham Sharp, an outstanding striker who netted some truly spectacular goals. Jack Sharp, another star of both football and cricket. Kevin Sheedy, a dead ball specialist with a sweet left foot. Neville Southall, Everton's #1, who played more games for his club and country than any other. Jack Southworth, the most prolific goalscorer of his generation. Jimmy Stein, a consummate professional who provided high-quality service to Dixie Dean. Trevor Stephen, a gifted and intelligent member of the successful teams in the 80s. Gary Stevens, a fleet-footed defender who graduated through the club's junior teams to star in the memorable side of the 80s. Alex Stevenson, a dazzling forward who possessed immaculate control. Jack Taylor, a Goodison icon and the first captain to lift the English Cup in 1906. Derek Temple, a Wembley hero who scored arguably the most celebrated goal in the club's history. Jock Thompson, an unselfish team player and a hard-tackling midfielder. Alec Troop, another talented winger who dispatched inch-perfect crosses towards Dixie Dean. Roy Vernon, a clinical finisher with electric acceleration and a venomous shot. Dave Watson, a formidable central defender who was the last Everton captain to lift a piece of silverware. Gordon Watson, a dedicated Evertonian who spent 64 years at Goodison. Gordon West lived up to his label as the most expensive keeper in the world. Tommy White made supersized contributions at the back and up front throughout the 30s. Alan Whittle, a young firecracker whose bag full of goals secured the league title in 1970. Ray Wilson, possibly the finest England fullback and certainly a World Cup winner. Sam Wolstenholme, one of the most polished halfbacks around the turn of the century. Tommy Wright, an unyielding fullback whose tackles and pace were a match for any forward. Sandy Young, a stylish centre-forward known for his exhilarating dribbling. Alex Young, arguably the most graceful footballer of all time, whose genius continues to be celebrated as the Golden Vision. Clearly, some of these names are more familiar than others, with the final additions to this exclusive club inducted before the final curtain came down in 2009. Bill Kenwright, a blue blood brother with a genuine love for all things Everton, who invested in the club when no one else wanted to. Tony Kay, a magnificent footballer with a sinister tackle who helped secure the title before being harshly punished for his earlier bad judgment. Alfred Wade turned out for both St Domingo and Everton in Stanley Park before serving as a club director. Graham Stewart, a diamond geezer for more than one heart-stopping occasion. Reverend Ben Swift Chambers, the Methodist minister at St. Domingo Chapel, who got the football rolling on Merseyside. David Unsworth, a blue rhino who played behind the infamous Dogs of War and pulled the club out of the relegation mire. Duncan Ferguson, the Big Yin, was a pugilistic talisman and the answer to Gwladys Street's prayers. Many great footballers have been inducted, yet many fine players have missed out. There are too many to list. Invariably, some fans and former players have disagreed with the selections, and even more with the omissions. In fact, Gwladys Street's high standards are no better reflected than in the qualifications of the much-loved footballers who've yet to be inducted. A royal blue institution, an exclusive club of the finest Evertonians, the greatest night in the Everton calendar, Gwladys Street's Hall of Fame. The roots of Everton Football Club run deep into the bedrock of the city of its birth. In fact, the first club on Merseyside boasts an unrivalled history in the top flight of the game, and not surprisingly, has woven a golden thread through the evolution of football. The Hall of Fame embraces the club's unparalleled heritage, which has served to link generations of fans. However, there are legions of men and women who deserve a special mention, the vast majority of whom have never played for the club. They are the generations and generations of Everton fans. After all, the fans are the football club. They're extra special. They always have been, and they always will be.